Hey everyone, welcome back to Mama Says. Today we're going to talk about birth plans. If you're an expecting mama, then a birth plan is something that you definitely want to have set up for yourself. A birth plan is going to let the hospital know exactly what you want to do for your birth. It'll make sure that everything that you have is written out and set in stone with how you want it. So what's on a birth plan? We're going to find out. So your birth plan will outline several things that you might want for your birth. You always want to make sure that you let the hospital, let your partner, your doula, whoever's going to be there with you know exactly what you're hoping for, because you don't want to get caught in a situation where you're having painful contractions and having a hard time thinking and not be able to express your needs exactly. This will ensure that while you're in a good frame of mind, you can let everybody know what you're wanting. The first thing that you're going to want to outline on your birth plan is all of your personal information. Your name, your age, your date of birth, everything that the hospital might need to know. And you're also going to want to list who you want to have in the room with you. This can include your partner, your doula, your parents, whoever you're planning on having in the room with you. You want to make sure that that's stated. You don't want to be in labor and have somebody go, "Oh, she wants me in the room with her," when it's not somebody that you actually want. If you lay it out on your birth plan, the hospital will know exactly who you're wanting with you. Next thing you're going to want to outline is whether you're having a vaginal birth or a C-section. This is mainly if your C-section is planned. You'll let them know on your birth plan. The next thing you're going to want to outline is your preferred birthing position. Are you going to want to be laying in a bed? Are you going to want to be squatting? Are you going to want to be able to use a birthing ball? You'll want to let them know exactly how you're going to want to labor and exactly how you're going to want to be in position to push. If you don't know which position you want, there are plenty of different ways to look up, the best birthing positions and find out which one works for you. The next very important thing that you're going to want to outline on your birth plan is your preferred pain management method. Are you going to want to have an epidural? Are you going to want to have IV pain medications? Are you planning on going unmedicated? All of these are normal and valid and perfectly fine, but the hospital needs to know. One thing that you can also say on your birth plan is whether you want them to offer you pain meds. Do you want them to say, "Okay, you look like you're in pain. Do you want pain meds?" If you don't want that, then you can let them know, "Don't offer anything until I ask." You can also outline on there if you want your partner to be involved, because your partner knows you. Your partner knows when you're going to hit to the point where it's too much, and they can help you out. Another important thing that you want to outline on your birth plan is whether you are okay with the use of medical interventions. Are you going to be okay if they have to use forceps, a vacuum? Are you going to be okay with them having continuous fetal monitoring? When they do that, you're kind of stuck to the bed. Are you going to want to be able to get up and move around as you labor to make it more comfortable for you? You can request on your birth plan if you want minimal vaginal examinations, if you want them to just basically leave you alone, unless it's necessary. If you are having a C-section, then your birth plan can outline the things that you want to be done during your C-section, such as having a shear screen. Are you going to want to be allowed to have your baby come to skin if it's medically okay for you? Are you going to want your partner to take your baby for skin to skin immediately? It'll outline how you want your C-section to be handled. It'll also give you the option to talk about how you want an emergency C-section handled. If you're planning a vaginal birth but you have an emergency and a C-section is necessary, you can let them know how you want that to be handled. Do you want your partner to be able to be present? Do you want to be able to talk with your partner before agreeing to the C-section to determine that if that's what's necessary for both of you? The rest of your birth plan comes for after the baby is born. You can request for delayed cord clamping, which is waiting to clamp the cord until the cord has stopped pulsating, which can help with the baby's red blood cells. You can look up all the benefits for it. There's a lot of benefits to delayed cord clamping, but you can let them know that that's what you want. You can request that your partner catch the baby as the baby is being born. You can request for immediate skin to skin after the baby's born, to delay all of unless it's absolutely medically necessary, you can delay all of the tests and measurements and all of that stuff until you've had a good golden hour with your baby. You can have skin to skin, allow you to be breastfed first. That way your baby is immediately bonding with you and not being taken off to have all their tests done when it can wait. Your birth plan can detail the type of environment that you want to have in the room. Do you want music? Do you want the lights dimmed? Do you want minimal people in there? Do you want to not allow medical students in there? You're allowed to say what you want and don't want in there. And you can have the room exactly how you want it, what will create a calm environment for yourself. Finally, your birth plan will detail your postpartum recovery. Are you going to want your baby rooming in with you? Are you going to want your baby partially rooming in with you and staying part of the time at the nursery so you can get some sleep? You'll be able to let them know on that birth plan exactly how to do it. Now, this might sound like a lot, and it is. It's a lot to think about with what you want to have done for your birth to ensure that you have a calm, peaceful, safe birth for you and your child. Now, if this seems overwhelming and you don't know how to start it or write it out yourself, there are plenty of online templates. I'll link one or two below because some of them are different depending on the style that you want. But I'll link those below so you can have an idea of what you need to put on this birth plan. Just remember, your birth is exactly how you want it to be. You don't have to have anybody pressure you into certain things. Unless things are medically necessary, have your birth the way that you want it. Thank you so much for stopping by to Momma Says, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.